So next point is construction of a cable that we are using for underground transmission and distribution. So this is simple construction of underground cable. First is conductors. These are the conductors. Through that you have to transfer, or that electrical power can be transmitted from one point to other point. Then over that conductor there is paper insulation in order to provide the insulation in between lead sheet and insulation. So this is a, this is our layer of lead sheet or sheet paper that will increase the strength. Then this is our beading. Then next layer is armoring, and last layer, that is serving, which protects this cable or internal part from the mechanical damage. So we'll see in detail. So first of all, conductor. These are mainly made up of thin copper or aluminum. Either it is made up of copper or aluminum stranded. It provides the flexibility to that cable. Then number of conductors in a cable, which is depends upon the service requirement. That means as per requirement, we can vary the number of conductors in the cable. Then insulation, that is paper insulation. The cable is provided with the help of sufficient insulation with thickness. Then thickness depends on the voltage level. As voltage level increases, your insulation level or thickness of that paper insulation will also increases. Then next, the insulation should have high resistance, high mechanical strength, and chemically inert. That means no chemical action will takes place at the insulation. Then for example, you can use rubber, VIR, then PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride, then impregnated paper. These type of insulation we can use in a cable. Then metallic sheet. It is capable, or cable is placed in as a underground cable, so it may comes in contact with soil, moisture, and gases. To protect the cable internal part or a conductor, metallic sheet is provided over insulation. Then it is made up from lead or either aluminum. So this is your metallic sheet. The next, beading. To protect metallic sheet from the corrosion and mechanical injury, such as while transportation, while digging the holes. In order to protect from the mechanical injuries to the internal part or metallic sheet, you have to use beading. Okay. So it is made up of a fibrous material like jute, resin, that is resin tape. So you have to protect, that will protect the internal part or internal metallic sheet from the mechanical damage as well as corrosion. The next is armoring. To protect the cable from mechanical injuries while handling, armoring is provided. While handling, nothing but while laying the cable or while transporting the cable, the armoring will protect from its mechanical damage. Okay. So these are the parts of the cable. Then armoring is made up of galvanized steel wires or steel tapes or steel cage, you can say. And last point is serving. To protect armoring from the atmospheric conditions, serving is provided. It is made up of fibrous material like jute. So in order to protect all internal part from the atmospheric condition or atmospheric damage, you have to provide serving at the outermost layer of the cable. So these are the number of layers, that is conductor, insulation, that is paper insulation, then metallic sheet, then beading, then armoring, and serving. You have to remember it. Okay. So first part is conductor, then over that conductor you have to use insulation. Over the insulation, metallic sheet can be used. Then metallic sheet, over the metallic sheet you have to use beading. Over the beading, armoring layer is provided. Then the outermost layer is serving. So this is basic construction of underground cable. Then desirable properties of cable. That property should required in a cable. So first of all, the resistance of conductor should be less. That means it will provide or it will pass that electric power easily. then it should be mechanically strong. That conductor or cable should be mechanically strong. Then it should not absorb any moisture or any particle. Then insulation should have higher resistance. That insulation, outermost insulation should have higher resistance. Then insulation should have higher dielectric strength so that it cannot be break easily at higher voltage. So its dielectric strength should be as high as possible. The next, it should have good heat dissipation. That means if cable is overheated or overloaded, the heat will be produced. That heat can be easily dissipated with the help of this cable. So the heat can be easily dissipated. Then next, desirable properties of insulation that we are using in cable. And that first one is it should have high insulation resistance. Then second point is high mechanical strength. Then it is non-porous in nature. That means any moisture content doesn't go inside the insulation. That means it should be non-porous. Then for chemically inert, it has no reaction occurs. That means no chemical reaction can be occurred or can be takes place in a insulation. Then higher dielectric strength, it should have higher dielectric strength. Then non-inflammable. That means it cannot be get fired easily. The next is classifications of cables. So these are the classifications. In that first one, according to voltage level and according to insulation used. These are the important factors. That is, according to voltage level, your cables can be classified as low tension. Its voltage is up to 1000 volt. Then high tension cable up to 11 kV, that is 11,000 volt. Then super tension cable from 22 to 33 kV. Then extra high tension 33 kV to 66 kV, and extra super high tension beyond 66 kV or 132 kV. It will be extra super high tension cable. So these are the classifications of cable according to voltage level. Then next is cable line methods. So there are different methods of line cable. That means installation of cable. You have to lie cable underground. So these are the methods. In that first one, direct line method, drawing system, and solid system. These are the three classification or three types. By using this, we can lie the cable underground. So first is direct line. That means in case of a direct line method, this is your underground hole, that cable you have to lie. Then in this method, the trench of 1 meter, that is this is your trench, the thing, but the passage where you have to lie the cable, the trench of 1.2 meter deep. That means its height of this trench or hole is 1.2 meter and 0.5 meter wide. That is half meter wide is dug. Then fine sand is spread and cable is laid. That is at 10 centimeter. That means at the bottom your fine sand is laid and over that cable is laid. And after the cable laying, another layer of sand of 10 centimeter is spread. So after this cable, another layer of this sand of 10 centimeter layer is spread over the cable, and wall of bricks is provided on the both side and the top. That means here in this left side as well as right side, the wall of bricks, you have to build a wall with the help of bricks on the both side as well as at the top of the cable. Then cable should have arm ring which provides protection. Arm ring nothing but it will provide the protection against the mechanical damage. And then next point is when more than one cable is laid in a same trench. That means if you all insert or lie this more than 1 or 2 cables, then 30 to 40 centimeter spacing should be there. That means in between 2 cables there should be minimum 30 to 40 centimeter spacing should be provided. This avoids the mutual heating of cable. That means it will avoid the mutual induction effect. Due to the mutual induction, your heating of cable should be takes place, or heating will be there. So in order to avoid the mutual heating, you have to provide the spacing in between two cables. It is about 30 to 40 centimeter. Then drawbacks of this method, direct line method, the fault location detection is difficult in case of this direct line method. Then second, maintenance cost is very high. Then second, extension of load needs to be new exaggeration, or if you have to extend the load or you have to extend the cable, so you need to dig another hole on another trench. So this is very difficult task. Then due to impurities in a soil, the cable sheath may be damaged. So in case of direct line method, there should be impurities in the soil. So it will may damage the sheet, that is metallic sheet. Then next method is drawing system. So we'll see in drawing system. So in this system, in congested area where densely populated area is there, you have to use less space or congested area. If your excavation is inconvenient or difficult and expansion is difficult, if your expansion is difficult, in that case drawing system can be used. Then drawing system, nothing but the square draw can be used for laying the cable, which is preferred as a case. That means एक square law किंवा square case that we are using, in that draw you have to lie these cables. The next, the conduit of a galvanized stone, glazed stone or cast iron or concrete are laid in a ground. That means this square of this cast, either it can be used cast iron or it can be used concrete or glazed stone. So the hole at the in equal spacing that there will be provided for the laying of cable. So the manhole are provided at the regular interval. Then separate pipe or conduit provide at each cable. Then next point is cable are pulled from the manhole. That means these are the manhole where at equal interval there should be manhole in order to lie the cable. Then depth of trench in such a that the top pipe is 0.6 meter. That means at the top of its pipe is 0.6 meter and below the ground it will provide 0.6 meter height, and spacing should be 0.25 meter to 0.75 meter. Spacing in between two cables, that is spacing in between two holes, it is about 0.25 to 0.75 meter. Then cable must be provided with the serving, that in order to protect the outer inner part of the cable from the mechanical damage. Then advantages of this drawing system is it has less chance of fault occurrence. That means as we are using the galvanized steel, or either you can use concrete or cast iron, so there should be less occurrence of fault. Then very strong structure. Then third is repair work is simple. That is means if we want to repair or maintenance, so repair work is simple in case of drawing system. Then disadvantage of this system is initial cost is very high, so that you require the construction. Then heat dissipation is less as compared to direct method. Then third point or third type of method is solid system. So this is a simple diagram for solid system. In this system, the cable is laid in a throughing, that is one hole or a trench will be provided along the earth. So throughing is a filled with bituminous or asperite, basically 90%, 99% you can say bituminous coal use करता है or its compound use करता है. So next है याच्यामध्ये cable laid in a such a way that it should have a better mechanical protection. That means surrounding of that cable can be covered with the help of your bituminous coal, so that it should provide the better mechanical strength. This method is rarely used. Basically अपन drawing system use करते हो, so this system has more drawbacks. So cost is very high. Because of this cost is very high, we are using rarely. Then next is it requires favorable weather condition. The next point is it also requires skilled labor, poor heat dissipation, and current carrying capacity get reduces. So these are the methods to lay the cable. So by using that method, we can lay the cable underground. Okay. So basically we can use the drawing system. Maximum we are using this drawing system, or in such certain cases we are using direct laying method. So these are the classifications of methods to lay the cable.